Hollywood studio. Want us to make a movie of our podcast?
This script is amazing.
Oliver flips around the room a septuagenarian Peter Pan or a male Tinkerbell.
I do not walk that way.
We're here at the Directors Guild of America for a NYWIFT event. It is behind the scenes of Only Murders in the Building. Let's go. What does NYWIFT mean to you? What does it give you, and why should someone join?
I think what has been amazing to me about NYWIFT is the opportunity it's given me to grow and have confidence, because honestly, NYWIFT inherently believes in all of its members and all of its members' potential. It's not just something that they say to drive membership or fees or something like that. And part of the proof in the pudding is the way that they've created so many workshops for either to hone skills you have, to introduce new skills, to clarify things that you may be thinking are true or the way to go about something, and you learn in those workshops like, oh, maybe that wasn't the proper approach. But I would never have dreamed before being in NYWIFT that I could be a board member, that I could be the producer that I've become, which is a much more confident producer that sees a lot of the 360. I think they met me halfway at just being able to, I'm very much a boots on the ground producer. So yeah, it's like the headset and the latte and the deals and the socializing and the networking and all those things that you have to do to get this amazing creative vision off the ground. But being like hands-on and not being afraid of any scut for work and just getting the ish done is sort of my motto. And that's the total ethos of NYWIFT. They're the hardest working women I have ever met. And their hearts are so in it. And I think that being in NYWIFT, it's like finding a home, like people who want to work as hard as you do to succeed and to help other people. That's the thing, because it's the philosophy of all rising tide lifts all boats. It's not just a cheesy line; it's really real with NYWIFT. So,
You were very humble. I loved what you said up there, how you said that you're really there just to facilitate and support the actors. Meanwhile, I want to ask you, who supports you? Now, did you go to your high school reunion, and what was their response to you? Like, who's your tribe? Who's your tribe?
I never went to my high school reunion. That's terrible. Who supports me? Well, all these great people that were on stage and a whole huge group that weren't here tonight. This is a completely collaborative form, and I need a great costume designer, a great production designer, a great camera operator, a great first, second AD, a great location manager. Every department, PAs, every department is there to support you. If there's a missing link and someone who's weak, we all fall. So it really is a collaboration.
Okay, podcasters, we have a fabulous cast.
I'm Eugene Levy.
I'm Eva Longoria.
Oliver, this is Zach Gallifrey.
Oh, yes, Zach Gallifragilistic, of course. I see what you're doing.
I happen to have started the second highest grossing comedy of all time.
Are you the little boy from Home Alone? What have they done to you?
So this is an episode that I was hoping we'd get to talk about today, actually, because I don't know if everyone knows that Sherry has also directed a movie called American Splendor. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll bring it all together. That has so many pieces to it and it's incredibly creative. Has so many elements to it that I was not at all surprised to find that you had directed a musical number within a TV series. And I'd love for you to talk about how you did that and how you approached that.
It was both a joy and a real challenge. I think we had 2 days on the stage to shoot. That's really a big difference between film and television or streaming, you really have less time. But in Only Murders, that never makes people like have less challenging goals. We always go for broke. So I mean, it was very challenging, but Steve basically, we got the script, and it was the sits probe, which I didn't even know what that word was, but it's basically when a show rehearses for the first time, when you actually get up on stage with the band, with the orchestra, and people sing the parts. So this was the sits probe for the show within a show. And you know, they had done pre-records of Steve's which of the Pickwick triplets did it. The Pickwick triplets, which is an incredible song. And he had done a pre-record. Meryl sang, but she sang live. She did not do a pre-record.
Wow.
So we were doing a pre-record, but still he was singing live with the pre-record, and then Meryl was doing it all right there with an orchestra, with the backing of an orchestra. So it was quite challenging, but it was really fun. Everybody was so game. And one of the things that was particularly hard for the Pickwick triplets is that it started on stage, and then it ran over a whole bunch of other scenes that happened. So to make it work with the music, we realized that we had to actually edit it ahead of time. So Shelley Westerman and Peyton Koch, we know Shelley, who's they're both brilliant editors. We knew Shelley, we had worked with her before. We actually sat down and sort of laid out a schematic for how we would shoot it, so that we knew exactly what would be playing under what part of the song.
Okay.
And then we ran it with Steve like 3 times, and I don't know, was anyone there? You were there, right?
I was there, yeah.
It was like, each time was more brilliant than the next. There were standing ovations from all the crew and cast, and it was incredible. And then edited it kind of exactly the way we anticipated.
Wow.
It was amazing. It worked out quite well.
Do you guys know the song, Will a Baby Be Tried from Matricide?
The lyrics are incredible. And Steve, it was just, his performance was incredible.
And do I understand that we have a clip?
Do we?
I think that we do.
Excuse me. Hi. 3 little babes in their bassinets, angelic little triplets, or triple threats. They might have fooled the others, but they won't fool me. It's time to give these teething, seething free the 3rd degree. Which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Who of the crew would commit this crime? My little brat make a mommy go splat. It's a story pretty gory for a nursery rhyme. Which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Which of the spawn had the brawn to kill? Will a baby get tried for matricide? Coochie coochie coo. Time for you or you to admit it. So quick as a whip, gotta pick which Pickwick triplet did it. Penelope in pink sure is making quite a stink. Is she trying to throw me off the scent? Though she bats her little eyes, is she a killer in disguise? With a diaper full of criminal intent. Greening Patrick is pernicious, with an appetite so vicious, he would bite the hand that feeds him with a sneer. But could that rotten tot be behind this evil plot? Baby stepping towards a murderous career. Pouty little Paco's looking coy, but he's a bad, bad boy. Could Paco's passion prove apocalyptic? With his passy and his rattle, did this pisher go to battle, proving he's the amidst this Pickwick Cactus. In this picaresque puzzle of the Pickwick pack, will a lighthouse shed some light on which Kid gave old Ma the whack? There's an infant to indict. I'll book this little crook tonight. But which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Who of the crew would commit this crime? Which little brat made Mommy go splat? Which crib Sid will be doing hard time? Which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Which little putz had the guts to kill? Like a forensic pediatrician, I'll complete this inquisition. I will name the neonatal from the cradle that grew fatal. I will find a perpetrator who did murder to their maker. Or coochie coochie coo. What if none of it is true? Has my inspection been too cursory? Should I look outside this nursery? What if none of the Pickwick triplets did it? Who'd have had a menacing motive and hid it? Who? Well, I pick you!
Yes, how you do it? Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful year. There's like Emmys, there's awards, there's all kinds of things happening, but I know that you're doing it purely for the love. Like you love what you do. It's evident.
This show is pure joy. I mean, it really is. It's everyone's there because they want to be there. Nobody is there for anything other than the pure joy and the experience and the art of it. And I mean, it's what we all want when we go into this business. And I'm not just saying that. I think everybody you interview will say the same thing. All the actors, everybody really is there because they want to be there.
So congratulations, another amazing event. How are you feeling about tonight?
Oh, we feel so excited to be celebrating Only Murders in the Building today as part of a salon that we just did here at the Directors Guild of America. And thanks so much for coming and covering the program.
I'm honored. I've been a big fan of this organization for a really long time. Tonight was a wonderful night. Sold out. You even had to open the balcony. So congratulations. What are we in store for with your organization in 2025?
Well, we are doing more of the same. We have master classes that we're doing virtually with very top-notch women in the industry. We are doing the Muse Awards on March 26th, 2025 at Cipriani 42nd Street. And we have some really interesting people that we'll be honoring. And we are doing our STEM Summit in June 2024. So those are the big sort of events, but we also have workshops and the scholarship opportunities and filmmaker awards at festivals. So we're very excited about the year to come.
Congratulations on your success. You even worked on Elf. And I actually know the guy that bought the sleigh, Mark Bozak. So I said to myself, I did my research, I was like, look at all these different things you've worked on. You must absolutely love your life.
I do. I really do. I don't know. The first day I did this job, I was a PA, I was moving furniture, and I just was sweating to death, and I just said, this is for me. It's just for me, and it fits, and I've grown into it, and I've been incredibly fortunate, had some amazing mentors, some amazing projects, and I'm just really lucky. I'm really lucky, and the people and the shows that I've got, even the clunkers, and I have had some clunkers, that's for sure. Those were great working experiences, and you learn so much all the time.
And you're really kind and very generous. Like some of the people were asking you questions about like, well, how do I get in and how do I do that? But we all start somewhere, right? So I thought that your advice to the people that were asking questions was like so on point and like so legitimate. But I also like the fact that you have this collaborative team behind you.
I think that's my superpower. I don't have many. I think the superpower is really bringing people together, and it's a skill I've been trying to hone. Bringing people together and making them feel safe and secure so they can do their best work. But it's also communication, constant communication. And I think that really helps. And I'm not withholding any information. Everything I know, you know. There's no secrets. There's nothing I love more than being with a group of people and working on the same projects towards the same goal. It's the best feeling in the world.
That success when you're watching. Do you watch it on TV? Like, do you do?
I do.
Sit there with your popcorn or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like, whoa, you forget, like they keep asking about moments. And when they ask, there's so many, I don't even know. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, wait, I have a good one.
We thought it'd be a good idea if we do a character study. Are we attached to Mabel?
I'd say so.
Guys, we're going to Hollywood.
Oh my God. Saz?
There's been another murder.
Yay!
Who would kill Saz?
This is a lot of suspects. We were hoping we could ask a few questions.
I'm not talking to you.
Well, maybe this will unzip your lips. Can you break this?
So tonight's event, in all of these events, these series of events, what's your role in it as vice president of events? Is that what it's called?
Special events, yeah.
Not just any event, the special ones.
Well, so as a member of the board for NYWIFT, usually they pick certain people for certain jobs, and I guess because I run a film festival, I run the Seoul International Film Festival, and events is sort of what I specialize in. So Cynthia had asked me if I would consider being VP of events, and they had to ask the board members if they were good with it, and everyone said it was good, so I ended up becoming the VP of Special Events, and it was actually the most amazing, fun stuff that I got to do with this organization. I mean, we work hard. A lot of the board members work hard. We do a lot of things, but they're good things, because they're things that I kind of wish was always there for me when I was kind of starting out in this business and getting even the mentorship or the advice, or even tonight, this panel, as you can see, like the kind of things that they talk about, how openly they talk about what they're doing and how they got there. Like, I wish I had that available to me, and I don't, or I didn't. So I want to be part of the ones that give that access to the next generation, or to our generation that are
even us. We're still networking and rubbing elbows, right? So we're really
in there, right? No, this is true. Like, it's work. This is the thing about our industry. It has nothing to do with like where you are in your life. You could be starting out completely. You could be a child, which I was. I grew up in this industry. Or you could be like later in life deciding, you know what, I miss my, and I have actually, I'm working with a couple of filmmakers right now that later on in their life, their career, they realized after being and deciding to let go of their creative side, they went into corporate because they needed to, they think that that's what they needed to do, but then they started feeling that loss, and the fire was like sort of been, so now COVID, I hate to say it, but as traumatizing that has been for everyone, it's also been a wake-up call for a lot of people. And I think new choices, exactly, new life, and hopefully bolder choices, and actually taking risks. And that's why this industry is always exciting. It's not always forgiving, but if you're meant to be there and it's where you really want to be, you find ways. And you always find a way, and you survive through it, and you get through it, because when it pays off, it really pays off, because it's always a personal payoff. It's not always about the money part of it. Obviously, some people it's financial, but for the most part, it's really getting that fire, sort of like keeping it going. And it's a nice. I think it's a blessing to have that.
Now, when you're creating an environment like you've been doing, are there things where you still get your hands a little dirty? Or do you just have people that do all that? Or do you miss it? Or do you want to get in there? Like, it was funny when Kristen said she misses being a PA. For you at this level, do you still get to touch things?
The most fun I have is when I'm working with my carpenters, because I really appreciate that process, and it's not easy to build things, and to take our drawings and do such a great job so quickly. So I have the most fun goofing around with my carpenter team, and meeting the challenges with them and stuff. It's really nice. But the other, in terms of hands dirty, it's like lift something once in a while, but it's more like it comes down to a lot of pillow fluffing and stuff that, that's about as, because
the zipper down on the pillow, that I know, because the zipper down on the pillow, and then you got to get that chop right in the middle.
Exactly, and not everybody does that. Not every dresser is up to speed on that. So it's that, and straightening lampshades and candlesticks and pictures on the wall and stuff. So I'd run in and do that kind of stuff more. Excellent. But I really want to hang out with the carpenters and just build stuff.
I just want to ask you, is there one memento or one prop, either your soap opera days or a TV show that you did or any of those things that you worked on, that you have in your own home?
Absolutely.
What is it?
Well, I don't know if I can disclose, but I definitely have. I definitely. No, I actually have the brass, the funereal urn that was Ada's ashes on another world. In story, of course, not in real life.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I think more things are from our mementos from the soap operas because I've worked on them for so long, like 25 years of them, and attached to a lot of the actors that played these characters and stuff. So just some random set dressing and things, or a chair here or a vase there kind of thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm really happy for you. Decorated by the soaps. That's his home decor. So thank you so much. It was sincerely a pleasure to meet you. Wish you all the best. I can't wait to watch this next season coming up.
We have to find a safe house.
What about your sister in Long Island?
Ah, look who decided to show up. I always knew what your voice sounded like from the podcast. Sometimes I slow it down, and then I speed it back up, and I slow it down again, and then I speed it back up.
There's a killer out there. You need to focus.
We'll take it from here.
Oh yeah, you think you got this?
We're not children. And can you open this snack? My assistant's not here.
Start the new year strong with Boom Chaga. Our liquid concentrate turns any drink into your daily super drink, boosting energy, focus, and health. Make 2025 your healthiest year yet.
Well, today we are here at Ubliss in Queens, and joining us now is Stella. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting us. We've been looking forward to this for a few months now. Your staff is wonderful. Your place is beautiful. I'm so excited to get to know you. So you grew up in South Korea, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so when I was immigrant here with my whole family, when I was 16 years old, so that time I was in the teenager. So I had a really battling. At the same time, I have to taking care of my sister, brother, while my mom's working at the nail salon. So they're not there every time. So in there, we had a really hard time that all we eat like egg and kimchi.
Okay, egg and kimchi.
Egg and kimchi in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then I have to prepare most of the housework. At the time, I was like in the high school, I was playing piano. So I was a accompanist actually. So that brings me extra income to help my family. And then I was about to going up for a professional pianist, but then I realized that it's gonna be very challenging for my family to support me. So I don't want to go to that way. So I decided to become a teacher. And then in the meantime, I was working at the rehabilitation after graduate high school. And then I found myself that I feel joy when I help people, when I help clients. And then the doctor said, "Oh, you should be a nurse." So I go to Borough Manhattan Community College to get my RN. And then I got hired to the nursing home. And then I immediately transitioned to the Jamaica Hospital Medical Center, which is level 1 trauma care. And then I told them, please bring me to the most hard, most tough unit so that I can learn and then I can help you guys. And then that brings me like really training very like well. So it's like a war.
Wow, Stella.
Yeah.
So you worked with trauma.
It's a level 1 trauma care center.
Okay.
The Jamaica Hospital known as that. And then I went to work as a step down ICU unit. So people are whoever they're fighting for life and death. Wow. So whoever goes to feel better, they go to medical surgery, and then whoever feels getting worse, they go to the ICU. And then some people they go to the holistic care. So I've been looking at like people are coming and go, life and death. So I found out myself how to live like a quality life during your lifetime. So I want to give some kind of gift, what I have it, to the people and to live them best of themselves. That's why I bring to the aesthetic and functional medicine.
And that's why you named this Ubliss, correct?
Yes.
Because Ubliss kind of covers that. It covers about the joy, right?
Yes.
And the authenticity of a person and helping them celebrate every day and being grateful for their experience, right?
Yes.
So I love the name of your company right away. And I did a little research and I read about you and I was like, this is a wonderful place. And congratulations to you. Do you still play for your children or anything? Do you play piano sometimes or?
Yeah,
okay.
Right now I'm playing like a time to time as a hobby. Okay. And then I play for my kids to singing and for family sometimes. Yeah, but I still enjoy it. But I used to be a accompanist at church for 7 years, and then after I changed to the nurse, I focused on the nursing, and then when I changed to the aesthetic, I focused on there. So piano right now I'm still like enjoying it, but that brings me like how to when you read the note, you have to scan it right away. So when I come to the patient, it comes to like all connection.
Interesting.
So I scan it right away, and what do you need for like this little bit?
Like a little note,
yeah.
like it's like a musical note. Is this a C, a G, an A?
Yeah,
Right.
so
interesting.
quickly scan it,
Wow.
and then for the hand skills coming from there. So I'm really grateful to my parents that, teach me all day long since I was playing piano since 4 years old.
So it's creativity that just comes through your fingertips, but in a different way.
Yes.
That's amazing,
yes.
Stella. That's lovely. What do you enjoy best about Ubliss? What brings you the greatest joy?
There's many things, but most of the time, the interaction with my clients, the develop of like we trust, build up the relationship. Sometimes I become the psychologist. I hear their life story. That's the most incredible thing that I can help their life, not only for the outlook. So that really gives me like a fulfill that I can help, I can make something change to others' life.
Now, as an entrepreneur, I know that myself also as a business owner, we don't do it alone, right?
Yes.
So who are some of the people in your family that have like kind of supported you and besides your parents that have made your life a good place here?
First of all, my husband is really support me and going through and help me to learn all the way and then to settle all the Ubliss. Like he actually in here the decoration my family member who did it because we didn't buy any like a worker to decorate the place, and then my husband did the little pieces, and my dad is also handyman and he fixed everything. And family members, also my brother and my sister help with the design the website. So I'm really grateful that everybody is helping me to where I am. Also, I met my friend, my partner. I met him in the clinical rotation during my MP school, and then we made a link together how to help people. I shared the vision, and he shared the vision. So probably we can work together. So that brings him, which is Ellis. You're gonna see him later.
Yeah.
And he worked as a COO here, so we are working together. And he's Philippine, so he bring his community as well. So I'm Korean, so like K-beauty is spreading to the, so it's really vice versa.
Yeah, my new sister-in-law Jen is from Cebu. So she's from the Philippines also, and I just adore her. She's fabulous. And one of the things you and I talked about is the nicety of being in a community like this where it's so diverse and rich,
Right.
so many different cultures all blended together. And it's right from the threshold, right when I walked in, Stella, it has such a great vibe about it, right?
Right.
It has such a good feeling even to just be here. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
What are your hopes, for 2025? What are some things for growth that you're looking at?
Okay, so I truly believe that the business owner should look for the community what they need. So I last year we went to the homeless shelter and we give them the donation for the Christmas. And then we visit there and to give them the health care and vitamin B12 injection. So they're really happy with that we are presenting them, and then we share the life story. And then in 2025 as well, I want to give back to the community as well, so that they know that we are here to help you guys. And
A good neighbor,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
A good
so
neighbor.
that they can support us, we can support them as well. So right now, in this world, you cannot live by yourself, So I want to be present that kind of business that, we are all together and then to make a great community. Yes.
Well, you're certainly doing a wonderful job at that, and I wanted to tell you thank you for inviting us to Ubliss, because it's nice here, and I know that your heart is in the right place. You're a very giving individual. The fact that you just shared your journey with us and you talked about your upbringing and what matters to you, and I'm sure that it comes through every day that you're here. So happy journeys to you.
Thank you.
And always wish you the best at Ubliss.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Nurse Ellis. How are you and how have you been?
I'm great. Thank you, Donna, for having us here.
Good. We were just visiting a little bit with Stella, and she mentioned you, and she mentioned the fact that you met in school.
Correct.
And that you're both dedicated to Ubliss.
Correct.
So much so that you guys have been winning accolades, so many awards.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have 5-star Google reviews. And tell us about your business from that standpoint.
So, Ubliss Medical Aesthetics, it's our 3rd year being named as #1 Best in Med Spa in New York from BNS, and Stella as well. When I met her during our clinical rotations, I knew about her right away because she was telling me how, Ubliss, that she started Ubliss, so I was very fascinated in learning it. And then knowing about her techniques and her skills, she's actually top 100 injectors, which I'm very proud of.
That's
and learning,
amazing.
Very amazing. It's very hard to be known for that as well.
One of the things we talked about was her piano playing and how that helps her have a steady hand, right?
Yes.
Her hands are able to do things.
Correct.
Tell us about your background. What made you decide to go into nursing?
So I've been a nurse since 2010. As for Stella as well, she was working in a hospital, and same as me. Originally, I'm working at a hospital in trauma as well. So I've been all over different units like the ICU, telemetry, and the emergency room.
Okay.
And just medical aesthetics is a different world, and I got really interested and fascinated with it because when I first met her, she was telling me all about Ubliss, and it's a it's an industry that's fast evolving, and it's very like fast paced and very intriguing.
But yet you and Stella are still going to like workshops, more training and things like that.
We are, and we need to.
Okay.
For our clients, it's very important for our clients to be empowered in clinical decision making, for sure. Because as you know, medical aesthetics is evolving and it's a fast pace, so we need to be up to par with all the skills and all the innovations and technology, which Ubliss has. We do have the latest technology and the cutting edge treatments as for the procedures we have, as for Silform X, Ultherapy Prime, and Aerolase, which is very highly effective for our clients.
I think it's important that we let the audience know also the fact that, yes, you do have this medical training, because sometimes people will open up a spa, a medical spa, and they don't have the right training. And it's dangerous for them to put their, their life really in the hands of someone that's not certified or that doesn't have that background.
Correct. And I believe like what's important is to make sure that we have that trust with our clients. And as you mentioned, it's really important that you do have the medical training for the clients as well.
So you have top-end equipment here. What are some of the favorite pieces that you're enjoying using, and how do you use them?
So we do have our top procedures that we have right now is Ultherapy Prime. We do have combined them with our latest innovations. As for like Rejuran, as you probably know, Korea is the #1 leading in medical treatments and skincare. So a lot of our procedures are originally from Korea, which is FDA approved here in America as well. So those are our top procedures.
A lot of my friends from Korea and from other areas are worried about the sun. Right? So if somebody comes to you and they've already damaged their sun, have sun damage, do you kind of help them as well? What are some things that you treat?
We do treat a lot of hyperpigmentation, melasma. As you know, the sun does, when you are exposed to the sun, especially in America, our summer is very high heat. But we can fix that. We do fix the blemishes as well, make sure the skin, it clears up a lot of our procedures that we do. It does that as well.
So it's almost like you're fixing as well as rejuvenating.
Yes, that's what's important is, we not only look good outside, but we try to make sure that they feel good inside as well.
Lovely. Now you yourself, have you ever had a procedure done, and what do you enjoy about the journey?
I admit I have done procedures as well. I've done Aerolase procedures, facials, and maintenance is a very, very important thing to do. And I think it's very welcoming that, when you do it, make sure that you take care of yourself.
Well, I think it's important too that the person doing it also has experienced it. I think you can be a more empathetic person, because then you're like, well, I've done this, and this is what how it's worked for me, and it may work for you as well, right? So I think that's a good conversation. What do you love best about coming here every day?
Oh, it's the relationship with our clients. As soon as they walk in, especially when we have our clients come in for the first time, we make sure that they feel comfortable. We not only talk about skin, but we talk about lifestyle, because that really makes a effect in how you treat yourself. It's a lifelong journey, and nothing is treated right away, but we make sure that that we make that loyalty and that trust with our clients.
If you're an entrepreneur and want to start your own business anywhere in the world, you could probably reach out to Stella, and I'm sure she would give you great advice. And if you're here in the tri-state area and you would like these services, please check out Ubliss. Ooh la la, that's right. I found out through my DNA that I'm actually part French, not just Italian. I'm many things, but I'm also French. I've never been to France, but now you could come with us because we are going there in February of 2026 through Colette Tours. We're gonna be going to Carnival. We're gonna be filming the show in France. It's gonna be so much fun. So please, if you could join us for the French Riviera and a little bonus trip to Paris, now's your chance to join us. Please sign up. Susan, thank you for inviting me to your home. So what are we in store for today?
I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be making some homemade pasta, and I thought we would put together some oven roasted tomatoes. These tomatoes came from my backyard garden, so you know they're super fresh. Always the best way to get produce is to grow it yourself. And then we're also going to make some pesto with some additional basil that came from the garden. Absolutely love to smell this. You smell that?
Oh, that
so
smells
good.
really good.
So we're going to start with our...
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
We're going to start with making some oven roasted tomatoes. This is so amazingly easy to make and so healthy, and you can do this with anything. I love to put it in fresh pasta. You can add it to the top of grits if you're a real southerner and you make a lot of grits and put bacon and all that yumminess on it. So easy to make. So you just basically are going to put your tomatoes on there.
Okay.
I have olive oil in here, and I like to use a generous amount of olive oil on this because I like all the juices that are going to come out.
That's a nice way of pouring it, right? So then you can monitor. Because Susan, I'll tell you, sometimes I just take the can and I just kind
Dump
of
it on.
and then sometimes it's too much. Okay, so that's
true.
the proper way of doing it, right?
That's
having
right.
the right tools in the kitchen.
Yes, having the right tools is very important.
Okay.
Love this. We keep it on the counter. We have another one that has avocado oil in it, which is a very neutral cooking oil. You can use it in place of butter if you're making a grilled cheese or anything. Really cuts down on the fat. So we like to have things, and of course it's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Great sitting
very
there.
pretty. Okay.
I have some Italian seasoning in here, and you can really use whatever you want. But this has kind of a blend of some basil along with some oregano, a little bit of salt. And we're just gonna take that, and we're just gonna pour it right on the top to give it some extra flavor.
Your kitchen, I can already smell like between the basil and the spices.
Take a little bit of salt out of our salt bin. We're just gonna give that a quick little sprinkle.
Now that salt looks a little coarser than like regular thing in the blue can.
Yes, so you gotta be careful not to over salt. If you're using the thicker kosher salt, you have to be careful about that.
Okay.
We're gonna give it a couple of rounds here of some black pepper. And then all we're gonna do is basically just mix it up. So we're gonna take our spatula. We're just gonna be sure everything is coated really, really well in here. I'm getting so excited. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna burst those little tomatoes over time. I'm gonna cook this kind of...
You don't really need to cut them lengthwise. Just let it roast like that.
Let it roast like this.
Wonderful.
Roast, baby, roast, right? So we're gonna put it right in our oven and we're gonna check on it in about 20 minutes. And what you're gonna see is it's gonna create the burst tomatoes, and what's gonna happen is it's really gonna burst out with flavor, and all the little insides of the tomatoes are gonna come out. It's gonna mix with that olive oil, it's gonna mix with those seasonings, and you're gonna get this amazing extra sauce on the side that's gonna be perfect paired with our pesto and our homemade noodles. Okay, so next up is our homemade pasta. Have you ever made homemade pasta before?
Well, I have. My grandfather was actually a chef. He grew up in Switzerland. He was from the Italian part of Switzerland. His name was Ronaldo Campana.
Oh.
However, I want to find out the way that Susan Caldwell does it.
Okay,
Because,
might be different.
you know, Southern hospitality correspondent that you are.
Right.
I'm in for something good. So let's go.
Awesome. Well, I made a test batch yesterday and I let it dry because when you're making homemade noodles, it's going to be wet, of course. And so you can make it and use or cook the noodles now, or you can make them and then let them dry out. This is just a drying rack. You can see we basically have made some linguine here, and they're all different sizes because when you cut it, you can decide how long or short or thick or thin you really want each noodle to be. But you can see now, because these have been drying out, they're slowly falling apart.
They're perfect.
So they're dried
And
noodles.
it's edible like right now,
Yeah,
right?
you could eat it if you wanted
You can?
to. Yeah,
Just
probably
dry
doesn't
pasta?
have a whole lot of taste to it, but
Okay.
yeah, you want to try it?
I'll try a little.
Okay. Not a lot of flavor.
Not a lot of flavor, but it will have flavor when we pesto it up, right?
Absolutely. And if you wanted to add flavor to the noodles, you could always add some sun-dried tomatoes or some spinach to the batter.
Okay.
And then, or to the dough. And then it will give it a little bit more flavor. You might have seen the green noodles in the store, the red noodles in the store. That's because they've mixed in some vegetables into the dough. And then when it dries out, it has that glorious green or red color to it. All right, so to get started, you don't need a whole lot. And we're making things very simple, very easy today in the Lunchbox Heroes kitchen. You need flour, you need salt, you need eggs, and you need 2 forks. That's it.
Okay.
As far as homemade pasta goes. So what we're gonna do, first of all.
That's so simple.
So simple.
Give that to me again one more time. It is flour,
salt,
and
eggs, and 2 forks.
Wow.
And a pasta machine, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So we're gonna be sure we measure out the correct amount of flour. And a lot of people make this bad mistake of, okay, I need 2 cups of flour. Let me scoop down. We're the wrong color today. And I'm gonna get 2 cups. No,
Right. No.
so this is a 1 cup measure. That's more like almost 2 cups of flour in there, because when the process of scooping down packs it in.
Okay.
So you should never measure flour like that.
Okay.
The way you're gonna wanna really measure flour is to take a smaller scooper.
Okay.
So this is a 1/2 cup. You're gonna scoop it up and then pour it.
Got it.
Into it.
So that's more like a level cup as opposed to like...
That's right.
Okay.
Then you level it off. And then you have the perfect 1 cup. So this is pretty much for any recipe that you're ever baking with. A lot of people will tell you that baking is the most difficult thing because they can't get it right. And I'm like, it's probably
It's a
because
science.
you did, it's a science, and you didn't measure the ingredients out right.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the same thing as we need another cup.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that, use our knife, level it off. We're gonna pour it here. Now you don't have to use a tray, but I've cooked with kids and families so many times that I've learned contained messes is far better, especially with flour, because otherwise it's truly flour everywhere.
And it's easier to see with the red instead of the white on the Carrara.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is basically, I kind of did that. I'm gonna form a mountain.
Okay.
All the kids absolutely that I cook with really like forming the mountain. And then it's like digging in, you're gonna create a volcano. You're gonna create a well right into the middle of that. So you're gonna build up some little walls.
It's kind of like hibachi when they make it, right? And then, that's like the train with the...
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so we're making a well. That's called a well?
Yes, that's a well. So it's down or volcano, whatever you call it. Now we got eggs. What do you think we're gonna do with the eggs?
We're gonna pour them right in.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, wait, no, we don't scramble them first? Leave them whole?
No, you can leave them whole.
Leave them whole. So that is 3 eggs with the yolk not separated, just in the whites, and there you go.
And it's okay if it runs over. I always like it when it stays together, but that's all right if it's not quite that way.
Okay.
So next thing we're gonna do, and I'll let you do this part, because I've been doing all the cooking, so you're gonna take those 2 forks and you're basically gonna put or whip the flour right into the egg. So,
oh my goodness.
Just like that. That's exactly right. You got one escapee egg over there.
All right.
So you're gonna do that and till it becomes a dough ball. And it's gonna take you a little bit of time because you gotta incorporate all of that flour.
Susan, this is not, you make it look so easy. It's a little daunting, but I think I got it. Gotta get that motion going, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I always like to put a little bit on my hands.
Okay.
And then you can rub them together. You can say, hi.
Just hands. I think I'm getting it. Oh, I'm like kind of kneading it now.
You're doing a good job. Okay. You're doing a good job getting there.
Wow.
So, because what you're going to eventually do is you have to knead this for about 10 minutes. And, you know, a lot of people get very technical about the correct way to knead dough. And with kids, when I cook with them, a lot of times I'm like, we squeeze it and make snakes. How long can you make it, right? And it's all about making it fun. So I think we're just about
that looks
done
so pretty.
kneading it. I just took half of it because it's easier sometimes just to work with. But what we have to do is we have to really spread it out into long sheets. Think about lasagna sheets, right?
Yeah.
Those are long, thin pieces
different shapes.
of noodles. Yeah.
Same ingredients, different shapes,
So
right?
the first thing we have to do is really thin this out because if we tried to cook that, it's not going to work.
No.
You'll see that these 2 big balls or pieces of steel are rubbing together.
Okay.
And they're rubbing together.
Box.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And what you're going to do is really just get this flatter. So we're going to start it kind of on the largest one. And I always say put a little bit of extra flour on it.
Okay.
Just so that it doesn't stick. And we're going to roll it in again. You ready?
I'm ready.
So it's coming out. Again, it's going to be much, much much longer.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. That's the pasta.
Hold it right there. We're gonna take it one more notch, make it even.
Here we
even
go.
better. So we've made officially in the past the world's largest noodle. All right, you ready?
So where do we put this piece?
So you're gonna hold it right there until it catches.
Yep. In between right here?
Yep, that's
wow,
perfect.
here we go. I'm so excited.
And down at the bottom,
right? I have
you
to
will
catch
see
them.
what's coming
The
out
ribbons.
the other side.
The
Look
ribbons.
They need to cook for about 7 minutes, rapidly boiling water. I've had that over there going on my stove.
Okay, and do you put salt and oil in your water, Susan, or do you avoid that?
I usually put salt. The problem with the oil, and you see a lot of people do this, is
yes.
So oil prevents anything from sticking. So if you put oil in your water, it's gonna prevent that beautiful sauce that we made from sticking to these noodles. So you don't ever wanna add oil to your pot because then your sauce will not stick. So we're gonna start with just 2 cups of basil. I basically had another plant like this and I pulled it off. So I'm gonna just dump those right here in my blender.
Okay, and they're just like loosely gathered in there.
Loosely
it's
gathered.
not like brown sugar where you've gotta pack it down,
that's
right?
right,
Okay,
that's
so
right.
you wanna use about 2 cups just kind of loosely there.
That's right, about 2 cups in there. And you can make this in a food processor. I am just always quick to grab the Ninja blender, but you just wanna use something that's good quality. So we're gonna add in our 1/2 cup there.
When you say good quality, is that like when you go for like a first press olive oil?
Yeah,
or, okay.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And so sometimes we have to add a little bit more if it's just too thick, and we'll find out a little bit earlier. So it's always great to have your handy dandy olive oil close by. We use a lot of substitution. So I actually have some walnuts here that we're gonna use. I did not grow these, nor did I crack them, but
good to know.
Yeah, and so we're gonna put 2 tablespoons right into our blender here.
Shred it.
That's right. Go! It's thick, it's chunky. I don't like it super runny. I don't like it so that you can't identify everything in it. That's so good. Absolutely beats anything you can find in the store in a jar. And definitely a staple in the Caldwell house and in the Lunchbox Heroes kitchen because you could do so much with it.
This is a big wow. Wow factor. Thank you for this.
Welcome.
I am like in love with this because, well, for a few reasons. It's made by you, and it just is so personal, you know, and it's so cute. And I love the font. So obviously you have new things to show Susan.
Let's see what we brought over today for Lunchbox Heroes.
Fresh off the machine.
Okay.
I've got some chef's
Wow,
hats.
look at that.
We
That's
changed
great.
the logo a little bit just so it could fit on there.
Okay.
So we edited that in our software, and then we've got a chef's
Wow, look at it.
I like the quality of what you're
The
embroidering as
stitching.
well.
Look at how awesome the stitching is. Like
very
it's just
even.
absolutely perfect. I don't think I could do anything and get it that perfect. So you
I did.
You did a great job.
Excellent.
Oh, these are cute.
Yeah. And so all of this is going to be available in our store, online store that's launching in the first quarter of 2025. So we'll be able to custom embroider whatever you want. If you've got a birthday coming up, if you've got a cooking class coming up that you're attending one of our online immersive cooking classes, you can order all of this in advance. Jordan and the Sewing Shawl are our exclusive provider for all of our embroidery. So tell us a little bit more about what you do aside from stuff for Lunchbox Heroes.
So I love partnering with businesses to create logos and make their vision come to life on what they want.
But I also do private embroidery for individuals,
Yeah.
whoever needs anything.
Ah,
So
that's
I've got
really
this
nice. A
little
little tea towel?
Tea towel for the
Beautiful.
bathroom, and then this little tissue box cover
Oh, that's
that
so
you can use. So
cute.
that one's really grand millennial is the new
This
thing.
is very Southern, by the way.
I would put that. I would like this little northerner who actually grew up in the Midwest.
I always associate.
So you just don't want to leave a roll of toilet paper out?
Okay.
Is that the deal? You want
cover it.
to tidy it up.
Covered
You don't want to look at my bathroom then.
Tidy it up.
No, every time I see a bow, I associate it with being Southern. Because I always say that the larger the bow is, the more Southern someone is in the kids' hair. So that's what made me think of it.
Oh,
So
I love that.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning things.
The bigger the bow, the more Southern you are.
Okay.
If it doesn't move, you monogram it.
Right.
And if it does move, you put a bow on it.
That's right.
So
Awesome.
the girls, if it's not in their hair, it can be on their shirt. So I like to do a lot of kids'
Oh, that's
clothing.
right.
So
But congratulations to you. So I'm definitely going to go to your website. What is it? How can we find you?
So it's just Sewing Shaw, SEWINGSHAW.com.
Excellent.
And I saw a recent new YouTube channel that you have coming out. Very great presence on social media. What is your Instagram on
Instagram
handle?
is The Sewing Shaw.
Okay.
And then YouTube name is The Sewing Shaw.
Awesome.
So
It's pretty simple.
They're all linked and you can find everything.
Be sure you check out our online store launching in Q1 of 2025 and let us know what you want embroidered on your new chef's coat. And thank you, Jordan, for coming by today.
So nice to meet you. And then, again, thank you so much for the heart gift. You know, it's lovely. And I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Hello, Pittsburgh. I'm Donna Drake, and I love your city, especially the yellow bridges with the locks, the Andy Warhol Museum. Everything about your town is just delightful. I'll be coming there to tape new segments, but until then, please tune in to our show on Pittsburgh 19.
Start the new year strong with Boom Chaga. Our liquid concentrate turns any drink into your daily super drink, boosting energy, focus, and health. Make 2025 your healthiest year yet.
This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys.
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more. Live it up, live it up, live it up now. Live it up
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com. The preceding was a sponsored program that was sponsored by Drake Media Network.